Okay guys, so we were actually looking to get into a trade this morning. However, if I just show you now, this is how close price came to the entry. Around 0.4 pips away from the entry we're looking to actually get. And obviously we're looking to enter and then target the lows down here. So price can obviously still come back. So what we're going to do is we're going to get up the trading platform and we're going to put them just like this so we can look at the prices. So usually what I do is I do this on two different screens, but I can't screen record and show you two different screens at the same time. So I'm just going to do it exactly like this. So we're going to set a sell limit with 10 lots, obviously risking 1%, with the entry price at 127,518, and the stop loss. The good thing about this is we can just say minus 10 pips, and it gives us the exact stop loss size that we're using. Rather than having to type in the price every time, it's just a lot easier. And then for take profit, we can just say 30 pips, and it basically calculates it all. It shows us the estimated loss, the estimated profit, and it's just amazing. So we are going to place that order there. If we then make this bigger, you can see if we hover over minus 1,000 and plus 3,000. So if this trade does tag in and we lose, it'll be minus 1,000, and if we win, it'll be plus 3,000. That's why CTrader is my favorite platform at the moment, because everything's just so easy, which is just amazing, especially when people are looking to trade more effectively. Because my MetaTrader for me has so many more issues in comparison to CTrader, so that's why I'd always prefer to use CTrader now. So if we go back on the charts here now, if we just go through some 4-hour setups to see if there are any. Obviously this is the one that missed on GU, so we're going to delete that now, as they would have hit the target. AUD CAD, not really anything for us to pay attention to. Same with GA, GJ, UJ. It has now broken structure to the upside here, so we could set an alert back down in this zone here. So if price does come down back into the zone like this, we could look to capture some buys to continue this momentum. But when price is actually like this, we need to see a good sign that's going to continue the momentum. So yeah, so we are looking to see if price will come back to our entry. Obviously the one thing that's going to make the trade not valid anymore is if we obviously hit the take profit, because if we hit the take profit, I no longer want to be in the trade because it's gone where I wanted it to go. So why would I still want to be in the trade? A lot of people, they'll hit their target and they'll just keep holding the limit just in case it comes back. But if it's already gone where you expect it to go, why try and enter still? To me, it doesn't really make sense. So here, the things that would make this trade invalid for me is if we went all the way down to take profit and then came all the way back. I wouldn't want to be in the trade then. Or if, let's say we do this, fail to break the low now, break a new high, for example, and obviously they'd hit our stop loss, but that's kind of the only things that would invalidate a trade for me. Breaks of structure in the opposite direction, or hitting the target too early, or too early in comparison to when I get into the trade. So that's kind of the things I'm looking for. So now trades are obviously completely valid. So we're just waiting to see if price does actually tag us into the trade. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go have some breakfast. It's just shy of 9 o'clock, and I'll catch up with you guys if the trade does tag us in, or if the trade just continues without us. Okay guys, so we have actually just had a surge in volatility, which does mean the trade is now active. We are currently in around a pip or so drawdown. The beauty of my trading at the moment is when I'm wrong very quickly, and the best thing about this is if I'm in a trade, I don't want to be in a losing trade for hours and hours and hours, days, in some cases for my swing trading, if I'm just going to lose that trade. I want to be out of the trade so I can then focus on more opportunities. And basically, if I'm wrong, I want to be wrong and know it very, very fast, which is why I use fairly small stop losses. Some people will say that they're quite small, some people say that they're big, but for me, they are considered quite small. I'm at around 10 pips, and it does allow me to be out of trades very quickly if I am trading the wrong direction. So if we go on the C trader here, you can see that we're down around $170 on this trade. And obviously this account is Hydra funding. So if you want to sign up and trade a funded account, a prop firm challenge, check them out, link in the description. I have a 100k account and a 200k account, which I'm going to be trading for my prop firm series. So these live trading videos are going to be featured, parts of them, in the prop firm series too. And we're starting with the Hydra funding account. So be sure to go and check them out. There is a link down below. People often say they want to follow along in the series, so that would be a good way to start following along. Obviously, hopefully, I don't want to start with a losing trade, but I am currently on a losing streak, so it is inevitable. I'm not going to win every trade, obviously. So if this trade does lose, I'm completely fine with that. And you guys watching the video should know that even if you lose a trade, that doesn't mean you're a bad trader. You could lose 3 months of the year, 4 months of the year, and still make profit. It's about how much you lose when you lose and how much you win when you win. That's the important thing. So around 4 to 5 pips in drawdown at the moment. Okay, so now we are pushing even further to the upside. So the thing is, for me, the trade's still valid, so I have no reason to close the trade. Some people, when they see price going against them, they'll just close it straight away, which doesn't really make sense to me because nothing's really happened, but people just don't want to take massive, like a full loss, even though you should only enter a trade if you are accepting the fact that you could lose the amount you are risking in the first place. So when I entered this trade, I knew that I was risking $1,000 to make $3,000, if it was correct. So if we just go back on the trading view here, you can see that we're around just over halfway to the stop loss at the moment. The reason I'm actually looking to short is because obviously we've had the lows here, the lows here, the low here. We've broken down through multiple times. This is a break below, this is then a break below this low. We've closed below all three of these, or all four in some cases, with this push down here. So then when price comes back up, it's a great sign that we're going to continue further, because obviously if we're looking at it in terms of, let's say price is doing this, it breaks down. If it wants to go lower, it can't just free fall. We have to come back up. We have to go down, up, like this, if we're going to trend. So when price drops, and like this, drop, come back up, drop, come back up, drop. And I just don't want price to break the high. So if this goes up and breaks above this area, then I don't want to be in the trade anyway. So that's why I have my stop loss at that area. Okay, we're probably going to take a loss on this trade here. We are going very hastily towards the stop loss, but like I said, that's fine. What we're going to do though, we're going to take a screenshot of this trade like that, simple. And then if the trade does lose, we'll take another screenshot. If the trade does win, we'll take another screenshot. And after that, I actually complete this trade, I'm going to show you how I would do the journaling process. So a full trade, so you see me set the limit, you see me enter the trade, and obviously this trade hasn't had any management so far, so I haven't had to close the trade early because of a certain reason. I haven't had to do anything to the trade, so you haven't seen a management side of it. And the only management I really do is if price, let's say, drops down into profit here but fails to break the low, but closes above and then goes back up. That is a good sign to close the trade for me, because if price doesn't break the low and it fails to break structure in the direction I'm looking to trade, then I want to be out of the trade. But that's the only management I do. I don't trail my stops, I don't move stop loss to break even, I don't take partials, I just let the trade run. Simple as that, unless there's a break of structure to invalidate the trade. that's the only thing that would change this current setup for me at the moment. We are coming very close to the stop loss now, around 1.5 pips away now. So the inevitable is probably going to happen, but like I said, that's completely fine. We're okay with that happening. We're around 1 pip away now. Sounds like we're counting down to something special, even though this is definitely not a special trade. But it fits the plan, so you have to take the trade. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter if the trade looks good for you or you don't feel like it's going to win. If it fits the plan, you have to take it. And you have to accept the fact that not every trade is going to be a winner. And like this one, it can go against you very quickly and you could lose in a matter of 15-20 minutes. And the trade's probably going to close out now. There we go. So stop loss hit on this trade and we are minus $1,000. So if we look at the history here, we are minus $1,000, which isn't great. As you see here, you can see the trade on the chart. It does visualize it for you, which is great. And the trade here is done. So we're going to download that. If I quickly take you on the Hydra and I go on the dashboard for this trade, you can see that we are obviously the day since we've had the account, we are down in drawdown now, and you can see the daily loss here. We can obviously go to $95,000 today, which we're not going to do. We're not going to try and get so close to the daily loss or try and risk all our drawdown limits or the max total loss here. And obviously the profit target is 8%, so now we obviously need to make 9%. And then you can see obviously the trade down here, we were in it for 11 minutes. So later on today, I'm going to journal this trade. So I'm going to create an edge wonk just for this account and for the challenges I'm actually going to trade. But like I said, we have a screenshot before and after for this trade now, and we have all the details for the trade. So now it will be easy to actually journal the setup. So hopefully tomorrow gives us a better opportunity to trade, and perhaps I'll intertwine multiple days in this episode of this weekly live trading video. But I just wanted to say, if you are struggling in your trading, then just look at it in terms of over the next year, 3 years, 5 years, will that 1 week losing period, that 1 month losing period, that 3 months losing period, will it really matter? Most likely not. So focus on the long term, focus on just following your plan that you know works, and then you will be set up for success. If you go on my account on my FX book, and obviously this has been going well for the past few months. Obviously we've been trading it for around 10 months now. You can see that we've had losing months, and right now we're on a 2-month losing streak so far. But look, we're up 12%. So if we're up 12%, but now we've been losing for 2 months, or we've had 3 losing months of the year, all that matters is that 1 winning month wipes out all the losing months, which has happened. So this 1 month here with a 2.7%, these 2 losing months here adds around 1.8, 1.9% minus 1.4, so obviously that's around minus 2.3%. And we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months that have wiped out all of these. So let's say we only had 1 winning month like this, we would have still been in profit technically. So it just shows you that your winners and your winning months have to be bigger than your losing months, and if that is the case, then you are going to most likely win long term, and it's as simple as that. So right now on GU, you can see that we are wrong on this trade, but then if we do win a trade, we then make 1 to 3. We make 3% profit, as opposed to just making a 1 to 1. So if a win rate's really high, you can obviously sacrifice with your risk to reward. But for me, I like to trade with 1 to 3 risk to rewards, or 1 to 2 minimum for my swing trading, and then trade from there. So that is a trade. If I do have another setup tomorrow, I'll catch up with you guys then. But yeah, not a great start, but that's life. Okay, traders, so it is actually the end of the day pretty much, 5:25 in the evening, and I'm just going to show you what I've done from now on. So if I go onto the charts here, you guys can see the price did hit our stop loss, and then it did go down. Wouldn't have hit our take profit, and then it would have come back up all the way up anyway. So even if we obviously had a bigger stop loss, the trade wouldn't have hit our target point. So it's kind of irrelevant. Often people will see their trade then go to take profit and be like, oh, well, I should have had a bigger stop loss. I should have done this. I should have done that. But if you're constantly chasing what ifs, then you're never going to actually improve. So what I've done is on CTrader, I have exported the statement. So just like here, I export to Excel, and you have to make sure you have the right columns, and then you can create a statement. So I've done that, and I have imported it into Edgewonk. So in Edgewonk here, you can see that I've created a new journal called Hydra Funding Challenge. So for these live trading videos, you're going to see all the progress on this account. So what we're going to do now is add a deposit in. Sometimes when you import broker statements, it doesn't count the deposit for some reason. So we're going to add that in here. And then if we refresh, you'll be able to see that the account balance is now working, and we are down just over 1%. So what I'm going to do is, obviously we saved those screenshots earlier. So we're going to go in here, import the screenshots of GU. There we go. So those are now saved in here. So now we can go through the stats. Overall target hit, no. Break even, no. If we did something wrong on the trade management, let's say we followed the rules or broke the rules, that is where we'll put it in here. So entry, we followed the rules. Trade management, we followed the rules. And exit, we followed the rules. So if we go on here now, you can see that the tilt meter is all the way to the right, and it's green because we followed everything perfectly. What you can do in here is create a new one. So you could say FOMO entry or something like that and have it as red. So then if you do FOMO entry, it will bring it slightly more to the left. And obviously if you have none for these and you've only had a bad entry, then it will show up as a red on the tilt meter. But obviously we followed everything perfectly like you guys have seen. So we're just going to see the trade here now. So in the notes here, we can say followed the plan perfectly. See, sometimes when you do everything right, you don't really have much to say. When you've done something wrong, or the trade, you've had to manage the position, you have to give your reasons for management. That's when journaling comes in very, very handy. But for this trade, we can just say follow the plan perfectly, risked 1% of the account, but the trade unfortunately lost within 2 candles. So that's what we can do. So then we can go here, we can say, okay, trade has 2 screenshots, we can see them here. Or if we go down to the chart book here, you can see the trades. And let's say you have multiple trades, you can go through your journal trades, your missed trades, and scroll through your different setups. So we can see what happened with this trade here. So as you see, we have the stats. We can't really go off much because we only have 1 trade's worth of stats. So it's not like we can go, okay, so we aren't performing well in the second week of December. We can't do that. So we're just going to keep trading from now on and hopefully get some good results. We obviously have many, many days left in this month. And like I mentioned before, if I show you on the Hydra platform, we obviously have that loss that I mentioned, the one that you've seen. But we do also have that $200,000 account. So obviously I haven't logged into this account for a few hours now. But we also have that $200,000 account that we didn't take the trade on for the reasons that I actually showed you earlier. So if I'm going to enter trades, I'm not going to enter on both accounts. And I wouldn't advise you to do that because you might trade differently. You might want to pass them all at once. But when you're on a losing streak, or if you're been on a winning streak for a while, it can be quite difficult. Obviously, you never know if the next trade is going to be a winner or a loser. But risking all of the accounts on one trade or on one set of trades can be quite bad, in my opinion. People will disagree, and that's completely fine because my opinions don't trade for you and your opinions don't trade for me. So that's completely fine. So if we do have any other trades this week, I will film them and speak to you then. But if not, catch you guys soon.